Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Heat Press Nation Live. My name is Jared, and I am your heat press guide. I am your guidance counselor for heat presses. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm here, and while I am sort of a guide, what I'm really here is to just show you all the cool things that you can do with your heat presses, your vinyl cutters, your sublimation equipment. And today, we're going to be focusing on your vinyl cutters. So be sure to stick around. Now, before we get into today's topic, I do want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching. I got your comments right here. So you could shout out where you're tuning in from. My pal Jesse Gibson is here in the house. Tasha says hi. Hi, Tasha. Hi back to you. We got Cheryl coming in from Kentucky. Of course, my pal Jesse tuning in from Cyclone, West Virginia. That's actually a really, really cool city name, Cyclone. Barb says hi. Hi, Barb. Hi, Holly. Everybody's tuning in. So good to have you guys today. Really quick, we're going to be showing off a lot of stuff today, and so much stuff that I actually have notes. All right, so I'm just kidding. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, guys. We have a Facebook group, and it's filled with a whole lot of awesome possum people. So you can, not possum people, but awesome possum. You can check it out at heat.press/FB Live. If you're already on Facebook, you can go to the group section and just type in Heat Press Nation Creators. Or again, you could just write there into your URL, heat.press/FB Group. There's lots of really fun, really great and helpful people there, so you definitely want to check that out. Some of you guys are watching on YouTube right now, welcome. I'm going to say hi to all my YouTube people, actually. Let's see who's tuning in on YouTube right now. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, do me a favor and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. We have new videos coming out every week, and we have lots of new creators on camera, which I really like. We're getting a lot more people here at the office involved. So you guys, if you've been watching lately, you've probably seen Travis. You've probably seen Madi. I think Carla's been showing up. So it's really exciting. So you guys can get a break from your old pal Jared. But yeah, we got lots of really cool stuff tuning in. Joseph saying, what's up? Hello, Joseph. Good to see you. Don coming in from Wyoming. Jay Custom saying, hey. Hey, back to you guys. So good to have everybody joining us today. And then the last thing I want to mention is if you like what you're seeing, like right now, for example, I have my pal, my good buddy, the Vinyl Systems Evo. This is a killer vinyl cutter. And if you want to see this and the other stuff that we're going to be showing and talking about today, you can find it at heat.press/live. So if you want to just cut over there, you can actually, I believe you could watch the stream there as well. But yeah, you can check out all this cool stuff. So the vinyl that we're talking about, the vinyl cutters that we're talking about, you can get more info on those by going to heat.press/live. So yes. Yeah, no, so look, so much to talk about. I actually do have notes today. Like that part wasn't a joke. I really do have notes. But yeah. Oh, and then, sorry, I said that was the last thing. One more preliminary, and then we're going to talk about our vinyl cutters today. Today's topic is top 3 moneymakers for your vinyl cutter. So I'm going to be getting into that right now, but really quick, just bear with me for 2 more seconds. If you want to be caught up on all the latest and greatest from Heat Press Nation, including sales, including live episodes, basically you don't want to miss a thing, like the Aerosmith song, you can text the word HEAT, H-E-A-T, to the number 20198. Once again, you're going to text the word HEAT. You're going to shoot that text over to 20198, and then that's going to get you connected with our text updates. I know during Black Friday, we had stuff going on sale every day. That was wild. But you never know when there's a new sale coming on from Heat Press Nation. So it's definitely worth checking out. Again, text the word HEAT, 20198. We got more people tuning in. Daydreaming says, I am extremely new, looking to learn. That's exciting. That's exactly who I was hoping would tune in today. So thank you so much. Paul says, hello, taken by Tia. Says, Jared, taken by Tia. Hi. I saw an exclamation point, so I just assumed it was a shout. Let's see who else is on. Going back to my Facebook pals. Let's see if I could find you guys. There it is. Oh, we got lots more people on Facebook. We have Ashanti coming in from Yelm, Washington. Good to have you. Robert says 1913 Tees from Long Island, New York. Very, very cool. My buddy Steve, also repping the NYC. Very cool. Oh, darn. So SSD says in Spanish, and I'm doing my best to translate because my Spanish is not good at all. He says, doesn't understand too much English, but hopes that can, learn more. Okay, man, I got to work on my Spanish. That's for sure. April is asking, April already has a question. She's asking, are these types of cutters only for vinyl, no other materials? So these cutters have certain parameters that we work within. So they have like a maximum cut force, they have a maximum cutting thickness. So if your material could fit into there, like maybe you're not cutting vinyl, maybe you're wanting to cut cardstock, for example, you're wanting to cut like really thin leather or other craft materials, if they fit within the parameters, then yes. But if you're talking about cutting like wood or something, you want to cut acrylic, that's probably gonna be like a laser cutter. So it really depends on what you're cutting. But yeah, that's a great question. Okay, I'm gonna hop right into today's topic. I'm gonna put you guys, in my heart, you guys are all in here. So I'm gonna put you guys down for a second. And today we are gonna be talking about the top 3 moneymakers for your vinyl cutting business, which is really cool. I do have a heat press on deck. I'm not sure if we're gonna get around to the heat pressing portion. Not a lot of demos today, but what I do wanna show you are, again, the top 3 moneymakers. So if you're thinking about buying a vinyl cutter, you wanna start a t-shirt business, these next 3 things are like the bread and butter for people who have vinyl cutters and or heat presses. One of the things I'm gonna show you today, moneymaker number 2, does not require a heat press. All right, but first, I'm gonna talk about moneymaker number 1. And of course, you guys, you're at Heat Press Nation, so of course, it's gonna be t-shirts. T-shirts are, by and large, the number 1 moneymaker for a vinyl systems cutter. Or, I'm sorry, not just vinyl systems, for a vinyl cutter. Of course, again, I got my good buddy here, the Vinyl Systems Evo. I freaking love this cutter. It's amazing. I'm going to talk about it more in a minute. But really quick, let's actually do a case study and cost analysis on a t-shirt. So, and here's where my trusty notes come in. I'm going to page 2. Now, you guys are seeing it there on your screen, the market rate. And so here's what I did to find the market rate. Now, the market rate is going to vary depending on your market. So a few disclaimers. I know some of you guys, you have a guy down the street who does custom t-shirts for like $11. Okay, he is not he's obviously pricing below market. What we use to calculate market rate is what are most people paying. And right now, in this day and age, most people are ordering online, direct. So today, our market rate is brought to you by Custom Ink. Actually, no, it's not brought to you by them. They're not sponsoring this in any way. I literally just went to their website. And so as a reference, not an official endorsement, as a reference, I went to customink.com and see what they're charging. And they're charging $26.95 for a t-shirt. Now this t-shirt, as you see on screen, it's one color, it's one location on a black Gildan t-shirt, which is a very, very common, very popular t-shirt request. So I do t-shirts on the side. I have a little side business. I have my own t-shirt line where I sell my designs. And then I do custom work for other people. By far, white graphic on a black t-shirt, most popular. It's usually the most affordable thing. And so, yeah. So that's what we have. We have one color, one location, meaning the graphic is only one color, and it's only going to be on the front. So one color meaning it's a white graphic. One location meaning I'm just pressing on the front. That doesn't include sleeve hits, back hits, hem hits, none of that. One location meaning just popping that right on the chest. So one color, one location. The market rate is $26.95. That's what you're going to pay if you order this t-shirt from a website like customink.com. I tried a few other ones. The $26.95 is about what you're going to pay all in. Now, your cost to produce could be, depending on where you're sourcing materials, $15.05 or $11.27. I don't want to get too deep into the minutia because it's really boring and it involves math. And if anything bores people, it's math. Like, I'm not that great at math, but I know how to do it, and it bores me. So I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little, it's probably not going to get. I have a little Excel spreadsheet, right? And if you're in our Facebook group, I'm going to make this a little bit cuter, and I'm actually going to share the core details in the Facebook group a little bit later this week. So if you want to see, like, man, what did he use to blah, 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 I'm going to be sharing that spreadsheet in our Facebook group. So once again, you're going to want to go to heat.press/FB group, join the Facebook group. I'm going to share the super deep details that I'm talking about today. But anyways, okay, doing good on time. But anyways, yeah, so the market rate's $26.95. Your cost to produce, including paying yourself labor. My first big tip for the day is do not forget to pay yourself labor. If you're sourcing your materials in small quantities, so like right now, a Gildan t-shirt at Michael's after tax is $4.32. If you're buying one single sheet of heat transfer vinyl, we'll ship it to you for free, but you're probably still going to pay sales tax. Depending on where you live, that could come out to, the sheet is $3.75 at heatpressnation.com, and the tax is a few cents. So for me right now, it's $4.06. So just in materials, if I'm buying very small quantities for per job, I'm going to be spending more. So right now I'm $8.38 in materials. It's going to take me about 20 minutes or so to, from start to finish, cut the vinyl, weed the vinyl, heat press the vinyl. At 20 minutes, and here's another base rate that I used for all of these calculations. All of the labor that I calculated for what we're going to be talking about today, I did it at $20 an hour. Right now, I know it varies state by state. Every state has different minimum wages and stuff. But right now, when I go to the McDonald's down the street from here, and again, I'm in Orange County, California, it's different, I know, and I'm going to take your questions right now. I'm going to pause for questions. But at the McDonald's down the street, I don't like calling it unskilled labor because it does take a certain amount of skill. But I'll say general labor. For general labor, they're starting at $16 an hour. Yeah, McDonald's, Fullerton, California. Go get it, right? So for skilled labor, something that requires just a little bit more investment, a little bit more skill, a little bit more aptitude than minimum wage at McDonald's, I think that's worth at least $20 an hour. So for all the labor that I calculated today, I calculated it at a rate of $20 an hour. That's what you should be paying yourself, all right? When you own your own business, you set your own wage. Why would you pay yourself minimum wage? You'd go through all this hard work to start your own business. Why are you going to charge it? Why are you going to pay yourself minimum wage? So when you're calculating expenses, calculating costs, you should be calculating your labor, in my humble opinion, at least $20 an hour. So anyways, 20 minutes worth of work at $20 an hour, that's $6.67. So again, sourcing our materials one at a time. You're going to Michael's for one Gildan t-shirt. You're buying one sheet of vinyl at a time from Heat Press Nation. Your total cost to produce is $15.05. This, after you add your labor, don't ever discount below this price, because then what you're doing is you're paying yourself less than minimum wage. People want a discount on one t-shirt. Don't ever discount lower than your cost plus labor, because then you're working for them for free. No, they have jobs. They could afford to pay you what you're worth. So you see there on screen, your cost to produce could be either $15.05 or $11.27. So here's where you can lower your cost to produce. A blank t-shirt, I'm getting ahead of myself, but if you have like your resale license, you can usually get out of sales tax. Of course, you want to charge it at the end, but it lowers your cost to produce. So a blank t-shirt from a wholesaler like S&S is $2.40. Heat transfer vinyl, if you're buying a big 15-inch by 5-yard roll of vinyl and you only use like 10 inches of it, those 10 inches are only going to cost you $2.20. You're only using $2.20 worth of vinyl for this job. So now your materials, instead of being $8.38, your materials are almost cut in half at $4.60. Of course, your labor cost stays the same, but now your cost to produce this t-shirt is $11.27. That looks a lot better. So now what we're going to do is we're going to compare our cost to produce, this is your bare minimum, with the market rate. So somebody comes into your shop, or they hit you up, they text you like, hey, I need a t-shirt, one color, one location. I only need one. I need a single t-shirt. What are you going to charge me? You have anywhere from $11.27, which is your bare rock bottom minimum. That's actually below market, but that's low as you can get away with. And you have anywhere from $11.27 all the way up to $26.95 to charge this person. So if you want to charge market rate, go for it. You're not out of line to charge them $26.95, because that's what they would pay if they had to go online. You're also not out of line if you want to charge slightly below market. You want to go for like $22 for a single shirt. That's totally up to you. And that's what I love about t-shirts, especially single jobs, is because you have so much margin. If you charge 22 bucks for the shirt, you're almost doubling it. That's almost 100% margin on that garment. So that's a really cool, again, t-shirts are awesome money makers. I'm going to pause for a second, see if we have any questions here. Roger Brown says, what's up, NYC in the house? Erica Davis says, here from Norcross. Really quick, I want to say what's up to everybody tuning in. Maybe you got our text update. Want to welcome you guys. By the way, all the vinyl cutters and the vinyl that we're going to be talking about today, you can get links to those at heat.press/live. Once again, just type that into your browser, heat.press/live. It'll take you right to this stream, so you don't have to lose the stream, and you're going to get links to all of the cool stuff that we're showing you today. Really quick, Melissa says, I have a Graphtec, need to learn how to use it. Graphtec's, their YouTube channel is insanely detailed. So yeah, the Graphtec YouTube channel is incredibly detailed for learning all the crazy features on those cutters. Absolutely love them. Let's see, do we have any cool questions here? Let's see. April's asking, are these machines made to cut matless? Can you use a mat? Wondering if the mats will bow or warp. That's a great question. So these machines, you can use a cutting mat. In fact, I like to use the Silhouette cutting mat on these. But as you'll notice right here, I actually have some vinyl loaded. And let me spit it out real quick. There we go. It's loaded directly in, so you don't need to use a mat. Some items you will need to use a mat. For example, if you're contour cutting your heat transfer paper, definitely want to use a cutting mat. And no, they shouldn't bow. We have multiple wheel spaces, so sometimes what you could do, if you notice that it is bowing in the center, you could just position it so that way there's a wheel also holding the center down to kind of avoid that. Because I know sometimes in the bigger cutters, they do bow, and that's because it's like a curved, it's not a flatbed. But yeah, you could definitely use it with a cutting mat. I love where you're at. Dwight Richardson says, you are skilled, an artist. Should be more like 30 to 35 an hour. It's an art. That is so true. See, so even me, I'm totally undercutting at 20 bucks an hour calculating labor. Honestly, that's absolutely correct. You could totally charge 30 to 35 an hour, calculate your labor at that rate, and you're not out of line. You're actually very much in line. So I really love that feedback. That's great. Jerry Dyke is asking, which FB page will the spreadsheet and info be posted in heatpressnation.com? It's going to be in our Heat Press Nation Creators Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, just type in Heat Press Nation Creators, or in your URL, just go to follow this link, heat.press/FB group. I know it doesn't sound like a real website, but trust me, it is. It's just a short link that we use to get people to our stuff faster. So heat.press/FB group, you'll be able to get it. Pookie Cohen's asking, where did I get the t-shirt from? So these prices are calculated. If you get your t-shirts from Michaels, you're paying about $4.32 after tax. If you have tax exemption and you have an account with a wholesaler like S&S, I have to say it out loud because I say it fast and it's S&S. It's S and the letter S and S Activewear. I think the website's like ssactivewear.com. Google it. But yeah, wholesale, no tax, you're paying $2.40 a t-shirt. So yeah. That's a great point. Alex, if you don't mind, can we go back to the t-shirt slide? So they're asking that market rate. So that market rate of $26.95 includes free shipping. But you can't, they don't allow you to, you can't, separate it. So $26.95, free shipping. Another thing I'm going to touch on in a minute is delivered within 10 business days. All right, I trust me, I got more info coming up. I'm going to take one or two more questions. Anna says, okay, you use $20 an hour. I was thinking $35 an hour. See, there's that number again. I was thinking $35 an hour, but I get it. You know what? Guys, go for it. $35 an hour, do it. 20, like I said, that's the bare minimum. You should not, if your grandma is has her heel on your neck and she's like, give me a discount. 20 bucks an hour is what you should be calculating your labor at. You really should not be going any less than that. 35 sounds good. Dwight says Hobby Lobby is $2.99 to $4.99. Yeah, if you get them on sale, they're cheaper. But I use the non-sale price, which I believe is $3.99 at my local Hobby Lobby, which after tax comes out to $4.32. Again, I'm using like local Southern California, Orange County rates. Our tax is, we pay a lot in sales tax. So if you're in Oregon, you don't got to worry about that, right? Okay, so really quick, I'm going to make a few more comments on the t-shirts, and then we're going to head on over to moneymaker number 2. So really quick, moneymaker number 1, it is t-shirts. All right, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but if you cannot be cheaper than the big guys, be nicer and faster. And a really great opportunity to do that is in this. I know a lot of you guys are talking about it's $26.95, but free shipping. Free shipping within 10 business days. All right, so I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later, but with your t-shirts, if you have a stock of t-shirts on hand, I tried my very best to have 2 in each size, small through XXL. I try to keep 2 on hand at all times. So if somebody comes to me, I could charge them a rush fee. I love charging rush fees. All right, somebody says, dude, I need a t-shirt I have a concert this weekend. They're hitting me up on Wednesday, right? They're like, dude, I have a concert Friday night. I would love to have a t-shirt. Rush fee. Rush fee the heck out of those guys, right? If you have the t-shirts on hand, you get to do things like that. Because even though they could get it for $26.95, let's say you charge $26.95, right? You charge $26.95. The internet charges the same price. You can get it done in like a few days. They have to wait 2 weeks. 10 business days is the internet's way of telling you 2 weeks, guys. So again, if you can't be cheaper, you can at least be faster. And then also, don't neglect your local markets. I know shipping prices are going up. I guarantee you these big websites, they get better shipping deals than you do. You could use sites like pirateship.org, or is it .net? Google it, because I forget. I use them. I pay on an average anywhere from $5 to $7 to ship a t-shirt. Roughly, more or less. You could go a little bit cheaper, but nobody wants to wait more than a week for something to arrive. So I think priority, I'm paying, again, between $5 and $7 a t-shirt to ship it. Sometimes I eat that cost. I really try not to. I try my very best to work within my local community. I offer pickup. Like, hey, you want this fast? Cool, come pick it up. No skin off my back, right? So anyways, last thing I'm going to say, if you can't be cheaper, be faster and be nicer. Don't forget to put on a smile. Do your very best to accommodate your customers within reason, and just be nice, be chill, put out good quality work. Okay, the moneymaker number 2. And this one, I don't have a demo for you today because I don't have a huge piece of glass in here, but it's going to be the window decal. So moneymaker number 2 is going to be the window decal. Now for this one, it's going to be a little interesting, all right? Disclaimer coming up. I chose a one color, one location adhesive decal because if you have a vinyl cutter, dude, that is all you need. For my market rate, it's $32 plus $8.99 shipping, delivered within 8 business days, and that quote is from Vistaprint.com. Again, huge. I always hear, oh, I can't compete with Vistaprint. I can't compete with Vistaprint. Yes, you can, because if you can't be cheaper, be nicer and faster. I guarantee you, if you have vinyl on hand, you could be a heck of a lot faster than Vistaprint. Again, 8 business days. That's almost 2 weeks. That's like the nice way of saying 2 weeks. So for my sample today, I used an 18-inch by 24-inch graphic. So when I'm imagining window decals, I'm thinking of business signs. So you know how when you go to a business and they have the glass front doors? At Heat Press Nation, well, we had one here. Oh, you see it there on screen. So we have those. Those are still, we also posted our business hours back when we were open to the public. I'm sorry, we're still closed. When we had a showroom, we used that. And so you can see on screen, applying it goes on really easy. It's very permanent. Those decals, we put those on when we first moved into this building like 4 years ago or something like that. They still look good. So business decals, something that's going to go into the window, that's what we're thinking about today. So the closest I could find, it's not an exact product, but my comparison on Vistaprint, same size. Now, one caveat, all right? I'll tell you this right now. On Vistaprint, you can get a full color graphic. Whereas, if you're using a vinyl cutter, it's going to be one color. But as you just saw, most businesses are, especially for like store hours, They don't want anything permanent because if anything's taught, if we've learned anything in the last 2 years is that nothing's really that permanent, right? So they want something semi-permanent. You can do adhesive decal store hours in the window. And so that's what we went off today. So even though you could get more colors on Vistaprint, you are likely not going to be competing too hard on that. You're still going to be offering the one color, and of course you can offer it cheaper. So the price that you see there, which is so many notes today, right? Which is $40.99. That's $32 even plus $8.99 shipping, delivered within 8 business days. So again, this is where, and your cost to produce. So if you have a 24-inch roll of Caesar Easy PSV Permanent, which is the adhesive decal vinyl that you saw in the video, for 26 inches of that, we sell it in like a 5-yard roll. For 26 inches of that, it's $7.80 worth of material. You're also going to need the application tape, or the mask as some people call it. Again, we sell that in 24-inch by 5-yard rolls or longer. But if you have a 24-inch by 5-yard roll, so you're going to use 26 inches of material. For the mask, I don't know why we always use a little bit more mask than the actual size. So for that, I calculated at 28 inches of material. It's $3.08. So just in materials, all right, just in materials, you're at $10.88. Here's the thing, when you're cutting something that big, you're going to want to weed it very carefully. So your labor cost, I calculated it at 30 minutes. Again, I'm calculating at $20 an hour, which is like that's the bare minimum. That's like your priest is like guilt tripping you into like doing something as cheap as possible for the church, and you're like, okay. Calculate your labor at $20. All right. We got a lot of great feedback saying, no, like 35, do it. That's all you. So once you have your labor, total cost to produce is $20.88. Now, here's the cool thing about adhesive decal vinyl, all right? You could charge installation bare minimum, like, dude, do not do it for anything less. Bare minimum installation is $40 to $50. And you could even like disguise that as like free shipping or installation comes with free shipping or whatever, however you want to word it. Shipping and installation only, blah, blah, blah. Or say, what I would say, me personally, $50 installation, free delivery. Which all it means is you're driving over there to install it. You're going to bring the product for free, right? But anyways, that's the bare minimum that you should be charging to install window signs. And all of that, not all of that is profit, but most of it is. Because really, you're just paying for your time at that point. So it's like, yeah, that's money in your pocket. Exchanging time for money. That's how it works. The only thing you're going to lose out on is gas, which I know is kind of rough right now. So you could, of course, feel free to tack on an additional gas charge. No one's really going to blame you for that right now. If your regular delivery or installation was $50 within 20 miles, feel free to add like a little $5, $10 surcharge to that because gas is dumb. I just filled up, and I'm not exaggerating, $5 a gallon. It's crazy, right? Anyways, so all that to say, what you cannot do with Vistaprint is add installation. Vistaprint, they're going to send them the sticker, and it seems really easy at first. But if you've never done it before, it's really easy to mess up. So whereas customers your price is you're gonna exceed Vistaprint once you add installation, but remember, Vistaprint cannot add installation. They just send you the sticker and wish you the best. So that's a really great option to add where you really have the advantage over the big dogs, the big internet cheap people, right? You could say, hey, look, you can order from Vistaprint for cheaper. I get it. Have fun installing that yourself. Have you ever installed a window decal before? No? Have fun. Trust me, after they ruin their transfer and lose out on the $40 they spent at Vistaprint, they're going to come back to you and pay your full price plus installation. So window decals, that's a great opportunity. If this is your full-time hustle, let's say you're making t-shirts full-time, right? Add window decals. Because if it's your full-time job, it's not the end of the world. You know, in LA, I would go around 11 a.m. to install. That's when there's like no traffic. So yeah, just do that. Take an hour or two out of your day, add installation, charge what you're gonna charge. Again, I say 20. Please feel free going 35. Like, that is awesome. I'm going to pause again for questions. See if we have any questions here. So good to have everybody tuning in. By the way, today I'm talking about our top 3 money makers for your vinyl cutting business. So sorry, I'm not talking about sublimation today. I'm not talking about heat transfer paper today. I'm talking about your vinyl cutter business. Very, very cool. Let's see. Dwight says, I have a Cameo 4. I want to get into window decal, need a better cutter. You know what I would say? If it's been a while since you changed out your blade on your Cameo, change out your blade and you'll be surprised at how good it cuts. I'm actually a really big fan of the Cameo. But if you're looking for something bigger, Vinyl Systems, this is the Evo. So this is the servo motor. So it's very, very quiet. Look, watch. Did you hear that? Probably not, because it's so quiet. If that would have been one of the stepper motors, they're not offensively loud. They're just a little loud. The way I see it is if you're getting like a Vinyl Systems Edge or a Specialist and it's running, you probably don't want to be taking a phone call if you're standing right next to it. But while the Evo is running, it's much quieter because it has that DC servo motor. So I am a big fan of this one. I actually have my friend's Evo at my house right now because I was doing, he borrowed my sublimation printer, I borrowed his Evo, and I don't know if I'm going to give it back. I love it a lot. I really do. Oh, see, that's a great point. Kimberly says S&S Activewear starting at $170 and shipping is fast. Love them. They do ship really fast. I will say that. I'm technically not allowed to give an official endorsement, but personally, I love them. So I used to use TSC Apparel. They actually got bought out by S&S, and I've been very happy in the transition. So yes, if you're looking for a place to get blank t-shirts, you might need, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, you might need a reseller's license. Do we have any more questions here? I feel like everybody's doing real good today. Oh, Beth is saying, what was the name of the decal product again? So I use Caesar. It's called Easy PSV. So the word easy and then the letters P as in Paul, S as actually P stands for pressure, S stands for sensitive, V stands for vinyl. So Caesar Easy. Oh, it's there on screen. Caesar Easy PSV. You could also find all the products that we're talking about at heat.press/live. It'll take you to the stream and it'll show you all the cool stuff. Michael says, for vinyl decals, love our Graphtec CE7000. Ooh, I'm jealous. Whew, if I didn't already have an Evo in my house, I'd be waiting for the 7000. I love that thing. Taylor says, this is great. Just even hearing about how we should value ourselves as professionals. Thank you for the reminder. Weighing my options between upgrading my cutter or adding sublimation. Will there be a replay? Yes, this is going to be replayed on both our Facebook and our YouTube. And and I appreciate the kind words. Honestly, sometimes, and you're seeing it live, like I even tend to undervalue myself as a creative. I calculating my labor at 20 when everyone's here like, no, do 35, do 30. Like, yeah, that's how it is. And you really have to respect yourself in that. You're always, one of my tips coming up later, but you're always gonna have people try to undercut you and get you to do it for less. It's okay giving discounts, right? I'm not opposed to giving discounts to book a sale, but at the same time, the people who really grind you as close to the bottom line as you can, you don't need them. You don't need them. Michael's saying, what size cutter is best for window decals? I think you'll do very, very well with a 24-inch cutter. So this Evo actually can load images up to 28 inches. It can load material, I should say, but the maximum cutting width on this specific one is 24.6 or something like that. It's like 24. Now, if you need something bigger, if you want to do some really gnarly stuff, I think you see it on screen there. We have a 52-inch vinyl cutter from Vinyl Systems. We have the Evo, so it's going to be really fast, really smooth. The 52-inch is only $13.95. You guys, you're robbing us. If you really need that, and by the way, 52 inches is huge. It's like almost, I can't even fit it all on camera. It's like my whole wingspan, so yeah. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to get back into number tres. Number tres. There's no TH in there. So we talked about the window decals. Again, you have between 2088, you have all that room to pad your margin, make your money. When I say your cost to produce, that's the bare minimum. But really, you have between 2088 And if they're doing local pickup, you're not shipping it, you have between $20.88 and $40.99. You have all that room for markup. So find out what's gonna work in your area and charge that. Again, when I say $20.88, that's your cost. That's your bottom line. And you have all that space above between $20.88 and the market rate to tack on and charge whatever it is that you want to charge. So if you want to add up, calculate your prices at 35, calculate them at 50. And as long as you're right around the market rate, you should be okay. Because again, you might not be cheaper, but you can sure as heck be faster and nicer. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about today, my number 3 for my top, what did I call this? Top 3 moneymakers for your vinyl cutter. My number 3 moneymaker is going to be jersey numbering. Ta-da! Jersey numbering, guys. All right, now you might think that this falls under the line of t-shirts, but trust me, I've done enough jerseys to know it's a different market. It's a different market. Now, what's interesting about jerseys is, so my philosophy, if somebody comes to me and they want 50 t-shirts, I'll usually decline it. Because when you're talking about t-shirts, going back to the cost to produce, if my cost to produce per t-shirt is $11.27, I might be able to trim down my labor time per shirt. Again, this is calculated 20 minutes a shirt because I'm calculating for one single shirt. If somebody wants 50 t-shirts, I could probably trim down my labor time a little bit, but not by much. So my materials cost is $4.60. Let's say my labor, if I bring it down to 5 minutes, per t-shirt at $20 an hour. I don't know, it's 1/12 of, it's not a lot. I don't know, it's probably a couple bucks. I might be able to get my cost down to around $8 or $9, right? For 50 t-shirts, that's about the range of a screen printer. A screen printer just might take the job, and I don't know what they're charging right now. So if you're screen printing, I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with your business. It might be in there. I know a lot of screen printers are actually for like one color, one location on a black t-shirt. They're actually like in like the 10, 11 or more. But basically what I'm trying to say is that what I would charge to make a profit, because again, I'm not going to charge them my minimum cost. I'm going to tack on some margin there, right? It's probably going to be more than what a screen printer would charge. So I'll typically tell them like, hey, you know what? Here's my price. You might want to, if that seems a little, and they'll say, oh, that's high. I'm like, yeah, I focus on, my line that I tell everybody is, I really focus on small quantity jobs. So if you ever need 1 or 2, or if you want to make a custom sweater for the coach, give me a call. And then, usually, sometimes they come back just because they like me and I'm cool. They pay my prices. I'll do it, man. So that's t-shirts. T-shirts for big bulk quantities. Sometimes I'll take a job if I need the money for, I'll just get super color transfers or something, or F&M expressions. Usually I turn them away. But for jersey numbering, you see jersey numbering on the back, even though on the front, they can get the front done at a screen shop because it's the same graphic on the front of each and every t-shirt. On the back, it's a custom name for every player. So a screen shop, depending on who's running the shop, typically will not screen print a custom name for every player. And name and number, I should say. So that's why jerseys are a little bit different. People who are shopping for jerseys, like sports teams, they're used to paying higher prices than screen shops because they know that it's a custom print for the back of every garment. So that's why jersey numbering is a little bit different, and that's why it is perfect if you have a vinyl cutter, because this vinyl cutter allows you to custom make every number. You can do it different. It doesn't really add to your time. You're not burning a screen for each individual name and number. You're just beep boop beep boop into your template and you just cut it. It's so easy. So I did my research over at logosoftware.com, and the market rate for a front and back, because again, the teams usually want the front and the back in addition to their numbers. So for the front and back, it came out to $30.89 each. Now this was printed on a Augusta youth sports jersey. This is youth prices. Most sports teams are going to be youth prices and sizes. So this is for a youth t-shirt, youth Augusta sports jersey. It came out to $30.89 each. They did ship it for free. The delivery time frame was 15 business days. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 3 weeks. All right. again, most sports teams are used to this. That's why when your kids like sign up for soccer or whatever, they take your money up front and then they get you your jerseys a few weeks later, after the first practice or two, because it takes that long. Usually takes that long. And most of them are used to that. Now, here's what's cool. When you're doing custom sports jerseys for teams, if they don't supply the jersey, like if you're supplying the jersey, that's probably the only thing you're really waiting for. That could take, again, depending on who has it in stock, where you're sourcing it from, which one they're getting, the blank jerseys will take about a week just to get to you. So you can't be super fast. I doubt anyone has a stock of blank jerseys there in their warehouse. It's just not cost effective. So you can't go super fast, but if they're getting 3-week quotes from this place, you could probably do it in 2. Because you're only waiting on the jerseys. While you're waiting for the jerseys to arrive, you could already get started, cutting and everything. So yeah, so your cost to produce, now here's the thing, it's not that far off. I'm gonna be honest, but hear me out. Your cost to produce using a Augusta jersey at $9.47 per jersey, front and back, total of 22 inches of material off a roll. So you're not buying sheets, you're gonna buy a roll and then cut from there. $4.84 worth of vinyl. So just in materials, you're at $14.31. Now here's where these will take a little bit more time. For labor, I calculated a half an hour per shirt. But again, if you're running 12, you're not spending half an hour per shirt. That's just your safe calculation. You are definitely not spending half an hour per shirt, but what the heck. So that's where, and again, I'm at a minuscule $20 an hour. Brings your total up to what you see on screen, $24.31. That's your bare minimum. Again, you could charge all the way up to market. You could even charge a premium because you're gonna be faster, all right? Again, they can get it online for $30.89 a piece and wait 3 weeks. If you have a local supply shop, I live close to downtown LA, so like if I really needed jerseys tomorrow, I would just go tomorrow morning to the garment district and pick some up. I don't know if you have access to that. Again, use what you have, but you are very likely still gonna be, all things considered, still gonna be faster than 3 weeks. And that's where you can charge. That's where you can charge a premium. Another thing, even if it's not jerseys, what a lot of teams will do is they don't want to dirty the jerseys for practice or for running scrimmage. So they'll just order t-shirts, especially soccer and baseball teams. They'll order practice t-shirts so they don't ruin their jerseys. And practice t-shirts, dude, you can get your t-shirts. If you already have a stock of t-shirts, bro, you are good to go. So again, custom jersey numbering. And then that's not even considering like the premium things. You could always upsell with like a coach's jacket to the team. You could let the parents know. You could upsell to them like, hey, do you guys want like a parent t-shirt, name and number? All that really cool stuff you have opportunities for. But jersey numbering is the number 3 moneymaker for your vinyl cutting business. I'm gonna pause really quick. Actually, no, I'm not gonna pause. Really quick, I have a few tips. I'm gonna give my tips and then we're gonna pause for a final Q&A. I really wanna thank you guys for joining me. We're not quite done yet, but here are my top tips for your vinyl cutting business. So my first one, if you're brand new to this, be sure you've practiced and tested your products before you offer them for sale. So when I first got into heat pressing, is actually when I started working here, like almost 6 years ago, I think. Instantly, I was like, I wanna do this. I made myself a few t-shirts, some of them peeled, and then I was like, oh, my pressure is wrong. Once I figured out my pressure, dude, I haven't had a peeled t-shirt since. I wash tested them, so all that. If you're new to this, as soon as you get your vinyl cutter, make yourself a t-shirt. Think of a cool design, put your business name on it, whatever you're gonna do, but make yourself a t-shirt, wash it, wear it, just so you can get familiar with the process. That way you can be confident in your product that you're offering to your customers. I said it already, but if you can't be cheaper, be nicer and faster. You guys, you don't understand how far this is gonna go for you. Be nicer and faster. If you're not a naturally nice person, if your friends tell you that you're a little rough around the edges, get someone else. Hire somebody to be nice, to be your customer facing, so you can, or just be faster. I mean, sure, if someone's not the nicest, but they're quick as heck, I'm down. So yeah, if you can't be cheaper, be nicer and faster. And if you could somehow manage to be all three, dude, you're gonna absolutely dominate. No doubt in my mind. Number 3 tip, find out what it takes in your state. I purposely put that in all caps because if you type it into the chat, I'm not gonna answer you. It varies state by state. I'm not a mean guy, but I just don't know what the heck's going on in Nebraska, in North Carolina, in Michigan. I have no idea how sales tax laws work in those states. So do yourself a favor, get onto the old Googs, and there's a few things you could search, but ideally you're just gonna wanna put resale certificate and then enter your state. If you're in Georgia, resale certificate, Georgia. You can go to the state controller's website. They should have some more information on that. If your state has like a business specific agency, you can go check it out there. Honestly, I would say network with local creators. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them how they got their sales tax in your state. Because I guarantee you it's going to vary state by state. And the whole reason for that is so you can get sales tax exemption. And what that means is that when you buy consumable items like vinyl, right? When you buy your vinyl, when you buy your t-shirts and all that, you're not paying sales tax. So it lowers your upfront costs. What you do want to do is pay your taxes. Meaning you collect sales tax on the back end. I use a website called Big Cartel. They automatically charge and remit sales tax for me, so I don't have to worry about paying my sales taxes. All my sales go through that channel, and they all get paid automatically. If you're using something like Shopify or Etsy, I believe they'll take care of that for you as well. So you don't have to worry about it. But what you should do is not pay a sales tax twice. So if you're already on Etsy, but you're still paying sales tax when you buy your vinyl, when you buy your t-shirts, you're actually overpaying sales tax and you can't get that refunded. So do yourself a favor, get the info for your local state and find out how you can get your sales tax exemptions for consumables. Again, at heatpressnation.com, consumables would be considered vinyl, sublimation ink, sublimation paper, basically anything that ends up on your end product is a consumable. If possible, keep popular products on hand and then steer your customers to those products. So sometimes I'll have people come to me like, hey, I want like a red shirt and a blue shirt and a white shirt, all with the same graphic, but on the red shirt, can the graphic be yellow? And they come to me with all this, and I'm like, yes, and that's when I use my pricing techniques. I'll charge them full market. Like, yes, I can do that full market, but then, because I know that I have white vinyl and black t-shirts on hand, I'll be like, but look, I'll cut you 10% off if you want them on black t-shirts with white vinyl. And, don't be afraid. Steer people to what you got, Make use of that, because if the inventory is just sitting there, it's not really doing you any good. So do your best. Use good pricing strategies. If somebody wants something like, oh, man, can I get this in a gold t-shirt with like blue, whatever? If they want it, do it. Offer it to them at market price. But, it doesn't hurt to say, hey, yeah, but if you want this on a black t-shirt with white vinyl, 10% off, pal. And there you go. There you go. Also, trust me, black t-shirt with white vinyl is very popular anyways. So it'll just help you on the next point, under promise, over deliver. Dude, even though you can do it in 2 days, tell your customers like 4, all right? Tell them they want a custom shirt. I know I could do a custom. If I have the materials on hand, dude, I could have it ready in less than an hour. Like full, start to finish, artwork, cutting, weeding, pressing, folding, bagging, whatever. I could do all that. But is that worth like the stress for me? No, it's not. So I'll tell them, 2 days, whatever, right? Over promise. And then if I happen to get around to it that same day and it's ready the next morning, under promise and over deliver. So tell them 4 days, deliver it in 2, they'll love you every single time. Under promise, over deliver. And then my last point, you guys, I love you all, and some of you need to hear this today. If they have a guy who'll do it for $10, let them go to him. Quality recognizes quality, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we all have those customers like, oh yeah, well at the mall they'll do it for this. Dude, I have no problem telling people to go to the mall. Like, because they're haggling me down so low that I'm only gonna profit like $8 for all this stress. You're trying to pay me $8 for all this stress? No, dude, no, I don't need $8 that bad, man. Like for one t-shirt, like please go to your friend at the mall. Please go stress him out and leave me alone. So yeah, usually people say that as they're just trying to bargain with you, they're trying to haggle with you. Know your value. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. Calculate your absolute bottom line, and don't ever discount below that. That way when the people, they do come and they stress you out and they haggle you, and your grandma has a knife to your neck and she's like forcing you to give her a discount, that's your discount. And then you just don't really want to go below that. All right, I'm going to take some questions. That is it for my presentation today. Very, very cool, very cool. Alex says, this is awesome. Thank you so much for this. In the biz 30 plus years. Question, what was number one again? So good to have a veteran joining us. I really appreciate you tuning in. Number one was t-shirts. So I'm sure if you've been in the business for 30 plus years, you know t-shirts, if you have a vinyl cutter, that's like the number one moneymaker. So the number one moneymaker that we talked about was t-shirts today. We got any other questions here? Thank you, Ronnie. Big shout out, my pal Ronnie. She's always killing it in the comments, answering some of these really awesome questions here. Richard Stokes is asking, what software does the Evo use? I assume it's a typo. It says Evo. This is the Vinyl Systems Evo. It comes with a software called SignMaster Pro, which I really, really like. I have a few SignMaster Pro tutorials on our YouTube channel. If you want to go check those out, you can see how it works. And let's see. Oh my gosh, my YouTube pals. Let's see what kind of comments we got over here. Okay. Joseph says, the press might look good when you make it, but after your customer washes it, it's going to show if your press is quality. That's true. One thing that I've noticed, and I see kind of a conversation going about, like cheap, like Amazon presses. One thing I noticed about Amazon presses, because we've brought a couple in for testing, and the heat platen is bowed a little bit. It's like your heating element should be straight as heck, right? Theirs is bowed, so the center, the outside you get pressure, the center you don't. Or it's bowed the other way where the inside gets pressure and the outside doesn't. So yeah, those Amazon heat presses, like we're not fans. And not because it's competition, but just because like you'd be surprised how many stressed out phone calls we get like, my Amazon press just broke, I need a new one ASAP. Like, we're happy to sell you a heat press. I just feel bad that you guys are going through so much stress from these Amazon presses. Okay, let me see. Jay is asking, Evo Cutter versus Graphtec, which one is better? You know what? I'll say this: the Graphtec. If you're looking on if you're comparing specs and available features, the Graphtec is going to come out on top. But for the equivalent, this Evo is $999, so $1,000. The Graphtec equivalent would be the CE7060, and that machine I want to say is $1,900. So for an extra $900, you're getting a lot of extra features. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of those features, what we've noticed, are not 100% usable by the average t-shirt maker. So what we did with the Evo was we said, hey, like we love Graphtec here. We love Graphtec. But, certain features, certain like special, and some of the premium things that are on there, we're like, hey, let's take this off. Let's make a bare bones vinyl cutter that's absolutely going to kick butt for cutting heat transfer vinyl. It's going to kick butt for doing your contour cutting, and that's it. And so what we're able to do now is bring a high performance machine, perfect for heat transfer and adhesive decal and print and cut jobs, and offer it at a more affordable price. So that's why I love it. If you're asking which one's better, yes, technically the Graphtec would be the better choice, but not everybody has $1,900. Maybe a little bit more people have $1,000, $999 for this pup right here. So yeah, it's really just, it's less what's better and what's better overall, and then what's better for you, what's better for your business. So yeah, but definitely love the Graphtec. Really love the Evo too. Okay, let's see. Oh, Adam says, also add the cost of removing old window decals. Yes. Dude, a removal fee, that is a great $40, $60, $75. I don't know, it depends on how big it is. But a removal fee is awesome because everybody hates doing that. But once you've done it enough, you kind of know it's not that bad. But if someone has never removed a window decal, it sucks. All right, but if you've already done a couple, you're like, it's not that bad. 45 minutes, whatever, just scrape it, do your Goo Gone spray, whatever. Adding removal, that's a great service that your business can add to really just drive up the ticket value for a window decal job. So that's a great point. Who said that? That was Adam Alvarez. Thank you. That's a really great point. Joseph says, yeah, I'm outsourcing my customer service. I realized I'm pretty bad at customer service. You know what's funny? I'm great at customer service here at Heat Press Nation, but for my personal business, I'm not that fast on it. Because, I do it when I get home, and sometimes when I get home from this job, I don't feel like answering emails. So that's why, my side business, it's mostly like word of mouth, friends, people who don't need tight deadlines. Okay, Nick says he gets most of his t-shirts from Jiffy Shirts. Yes, Jiffy Shirts is a great website if you don't have a resale certificate yet. You don't have to have a wholesale account with Jiffy Shirts. Jiffy Shirts, you're going to pay retail, or actually just a little bit less than retail. They're still going to charge you sales tax, but it's great. And also, there's never going to be one supplier who has everything you need, usually. So, yeah, sometimes I'll go to Jiffy Shirts just because they have a t-shirt that I really, really need for a job. So, yeah, definitely. Jay's asking, where would you rank tumblers on the list? You know what? I personally don't use vinyl on tumblers, so I don't have like a place to speak on it as far as like how it ranks for vinyl businesses. I know that for sublimation, tumblers are super hot right now. They're really awesome. So for sublimation, which is a totally separate thing, I know they're fantastic, but I'm not really in a place to comment on using vinyl for tumblers. So I will pass on that, and maybe somebody else has a good point. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the questions. I'm going to double check really quick my pals over here, if I can get the Facebook running. Michael's asking, are car window decals profitable? Yeah, if they're not too detailed. So the big time-consuming part about making decal vinyls is weeding out the graphics. So if people want something like super duper detailed, you're just going to be there. You're just going to be there weeding like 20 minutes for a decal, like a 4x4 decal that they're only going to pay like $10 for. So it's like, yeah. So I mean, on the bright side, the material is very cheap. It's very affordable. On the downside, you're still spending that time weeding, so it may or may not be profitable for you. So that's just something you want to consider if you do plan on doing. Lulu's asking, what do I have to do if the USB entrance is broken? Give us a call. We offer free lifetime technical support. So if you happen to have messed up the USB port, give us a call, 800-215-0894. I'll say that slower. Oh, it's on screen. 800-215-0894. And press option 3 for technical support. You can talk to one of the technicians. They'll pull up your order information and talk about if it's covered under warranty. They'll send you the part. And if not, then it's very, very affordable to get one of those. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, that's a really cool tip. So Jerry's asking, can you explain what you mean, Dwight? Dwight's saying, always make a t-shirt for the latest shoe colorway. So a colorway for a shoe is the color of the shoe. Specifically, like what's really popular right now are like the Nike Dunks, the Air Forces, and if you follow shoe culture, you know that they'll release a new color. They call it a colorway. They release basically a new style in a different color combination. They'll release a new colorway every so often. So if people are really hot for that colorway of shoe, you can find t-shirts in that colorway, because very likely people will be wanting t-shirts in that color combination. So when you hear colorway, you could think color combination. Very, very great tip. That's very cool. I think that's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, just quick recap. Our top 3 moneymakers are t-shirts, window decals, and jersey numbering, although there is a ton of other things that you could create with your vinyl cutter. I'm talking about like hats, you could do tote bags. We've shown you how to do beanies. We've heat pressed so many things. We have like a Letterman jacket over there. Like there's so many really cool things that you could heat press. It's very exciting. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us in the comments below. Even if you're not watching live, we're still active in the comments. So feel free to drop a comment below. You can check out everything that you see today, like this vinyl cutter. We had a heat press up, but we didn't really have enough time to get around to that. We're not really talking about pressing today. We're talking about vinyl cutting. But yeah, you can check out our heat presses at heat.press/live. Once again, heat.press/live. I'm going to be posting these more detailed notes and spreadsheets in the Facebook group later this week. So please do me a favor and join our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, just go to the search bar and type in Heat Press Nation Creators, or in your web browser, just go to the URL heat.press/FB group. You can also text for updates if you want to know the next time we're going live. Next time we're having a sale, you could text the word HEAT, H-E-A-T, to the number 20198. And last but not least, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're already on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. We're at I think 90,000. So fingers crossed, I would love to hit 100 by summertime, because then for Christmas, we could get that nice 100,000 plaque, all right? Help us do it. Share this with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got. We'd love to see it. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me here at Heat Press Nation. My name is Jared. I hope you guys have a great time cutting everything, and we'll see you around. Adios.